Hey, what's up, guys? Back again with another game update. You'll notice the name is different. I decided to change the name because there's already a game called Voidbreaker on Steam. If you Google Voidbreaker, that game comes up. FluxBreak, kind of similar. If you Google it, there's no games. I've done quite a bit of checking. I haven't been able to find any actual games with this name, so that's what I decided to change it to. And also in this update, as usual, I do not remember what the last video had, but I will show you some of the things that I've been working on lately. Unlocks, you can unlock the Ace pilot after getting to wave 10. You can choose which ship you want. This heavy bruiser is the ship that the Ace flies. And then you can, just as sort of a test, this will probably change later, but if you do accomplish certain things in the game, you can unlock these starting weapons instead of just starting with the pulse gun. For now, since I just kind of reset my progress, I'll get started and show some of the other stuff. I think I showed drones last time. Maybe I'll just cheat my way into some drones. I think I recorded a video with drones and just never posted it, but yeah, so some of the other things, I made upgrades for the drones so that if you decide to buy drones early, you can actually spec into a drone build. I added some meshes for the upgrade places. I'll go over here and show you. I went too far. So this is like the arms factory where you would get like offensive upgrades. See, it's got two little platforms. Obviously, all you have to do is fly inside this circle to dock with it, but I just made some meshes. For the defensive, I made this like shield array. It's supposed to be like, I don't know, some kind of like you would dock, you would like fly into the middle to dock or whatever, and it has these like, what are those called? Panels. Yeah, like solar panels, some like arcing electricity, just super basic like stuff that I am trying to do like in Blender, just to kind of round some of those things out. I probably should actually try, or else I'll die. The game is actually pretty hard. Getting to wave 10 is not super easy if you don't stay ahead of the curve. See, I'm gonna go grab these nanobots over here. Oh, big change. The UI looks way different. I decided to go ahead and try and make a little bit more advanced like HUD. When you gain more weapons, it expands off to the right. The ship abilities kind of look a little bit different now. I don't know if you can tell, but if you press R, that was loud. If you press R, I mean, the repair thing has already been in the game, but it just looks a little bit different. It actually looks like, I think, a shield repair or a hull repair icon or whatever. I'm gonna see if I can get some. Should I farm to get another weapon? I'm still figuring out like the best things to like build into, because the game is actually kind of challenging if you don't build correctly. Yeah, I've already got sentinels. I'm probably not gonna make it. We'll see. Yes, okay, let's go get, yeah, we're already getting low. The first thing I'm gonna get is a range booster for my pulse. Let's see if I can. So here are the so in the upgrade rotation, each of the different point of interest POI types that now have drone upgrades. So, and I need to remember that this is a laser, so I don't have to come back here. But I'll actually just get precision targeting suite. But basically, I've got tier 1 and tier 2 upgrades for the drones in each of the POIs that are in the rotation. And then this has already been a thing, but like if you choose a drone upgrade, a drone family, so like if I choose a drone exciter stabilization upgrade, there's a weighted chance to show more of this family if I go to a offensive upgrade station. And then that'll all change. I may expand these to be 4 or more, I'm not sure, but and then as I like create new weapons, new damage types, the upgrades right now are still very limited, just because it's kind of boring to just the upgrades at this point. Like there's no more coding for the upgrades. I just have to like go in and kind of flesh them out. It's just a matter of like making the content, writing out the content, the upgrades, deciding on like doing balancing and all that stuff, like really super boring stuff and there's like much more fun, like low-hanging fruit that I'd rather do. So the upgrades, like having a little bit more upgrade variety is gonna be probably one of the later things that I do after I kind of implement some more of the actual systems themselves, different weapons, different ships. I was gonna try and squeeze a 3rd ship into this update, but it's Sunday afternoon. My ADHD medication is starting to wear off, and so doing a whole new mesh in Blender is just it is not something that I'm interested in doing right now. But hopefully this week I'll get a chance to work on that a little bit. Yeah, hopefully. So here's one of the utility drone upgrades. Command mesh. It gives you better drone range. The drones, the way they work is they have a certain amount of charge that runs out as they're attacking. This lets them attack for a little bit longer. This lets the charge recharge a little bit quicker once they're docked, and then this slows down the discharge while they're attacking. So they can basically, this whole thing just lets the drones kind of go a little bit further and last a little bit longer while they're attacking without an upgrade. These are all terrible upgrades. Pulse gun, okay, so I'm not gonna save it. So yeah, I'll just get salvage magnet for now so I can work on my economy a little bit. I really like to, I need upgrades. I gotta just bite the bullet. I'm not gonna worry about trying to get a second gun right now. I've got money, I need upgrades so I can start farming a little bit better. This is what I wanted. This is a extremely good, probably the best offensive upgrade in the game right now. It just increases fire rate, increases damage, but it is a little bit more expensive. But I think it's a good starting upgrade. But it won't. The problem is it won't carry. It won't carry for long. I know right now it seems like I'm completely busted, but you'll see it gets a lot harder. Let's see. I might as well take care of this asteroid now since it's here. Since my DPS is up a little bit. There we go. I think one of the things I'm going to work on next is the UI. Instead of just having like floating text over everything, when there's a bunch of enemies, like it's cluttered. It's hard to tell what's going on. So I can get a new gun really soon. I'm gonna farm for a little bit longer. Yes, I'm gonna get to 5,000, see if I can purchase a drone, see if I can get a drone upgrade, just to show you guys some of the UI changes around the drones and stuff, and try not to die in the meantime. Okay. How much do I have? 4260. Let's collect. 47. I still need to kill a little bit more, but it's going to be tough because I'm already kind of getting overwhelmed. 13 enemies is going to be tough to. Here's a weak one. Come to me. All right, I got it. Okay. Don't die. So now I got to just check and see which weapons are available for purchase. So talking about the UI a little bit, you can see I put the nanobots down there at the bottom instead of at the top. I forgot to remove that from the top. Laser bolt I do not want, so we can come back to this. It's just going to take a little bit longer to dock if I do. We'll go check out this shield array and see what weapon it has. And if I don't see a drone bay weapon, yes, there we go. Okay, so the drones, you can see drone bay Mark 1, that's the second weapon that I have. And then there's 3 number 20s. And those correspond to the charge of each of your drones. Right now, my drone bay has, it has the ability, it has 3 drones associated with it, and that is upgradable. You can, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna heal myself. So that's upgradable. You can have, each drone bay can have more drones, and that purchase applies to all drone bays. So if I upgrade my drone bay and buy and expand my drone bay drone count, then if I get another drone after that, it will also have the same number of drones. Upgrades don't apply to the drones or the drone bays unless specified. So like the drone upgrades will say drone max range, drone weapon damage, drone fire rate, etc. And so hopefully I can do that now. Let's look at the utility upgrade. I'm also like severely under on defense, so hopefully I can get what I'm looking for. Salvage magnet would be really nice. Yeah, let's do that. Or get our economy up a little bit more. I'm on wave 6. Hopefully I can at least get to wave 10 so I can unlock the ace pilot. And so to unlock the laser starter weapon, you have to just do 2 runs that end in death. No, don't die. All right, you know what? Let's see if we can get our drone count up, or just get a really good, reinforced bulkheads would be really nice. This shield relay is pretty good too. Shield regen, less damage taken. I don't like reinforced bulkheads because of it removes some of your evasion, but 90% damage taken and 90 max hull is nice. But I'm gonna take this because it's cheaper, and I can get a second upgrade pretty quickly. I should probably actually heal myself. Although now that I have 170 shields, I'm pretty strong. Okay, I'm gonna buy. Is there another? Yes, let's go to this repair hangar and see if we can get some drone upgrades for our output. Oh, this was the one that we went to before. That's why it's taking 5 seconds to dock. Drone command mesh. Yeah, better drone range. Decent upgrade. Right now my build is terrible. Oh, and just to show you, so like my drone bay, these are like the upgrade stats. Right now, because I just got that upgrade, you can see the capacity here is higher because now my drones last for 22 seconds instead of 20. They recharge quicker, they discharge slower, extended discharge. So you have a certain range. So if you look at my range, 200, that's sort of the starting range for like most turrets. So my starting range, radio range, is 200. Right now it's 235 upgraded. So the extended range is this plus 15%. So I'm not going to do the math. Maybe 250, something like that. If the drone has to go past this range, it will go to the extended range, but it's going to burn 15% faster. Well, you can get extended range discharge rate reductions so that the drone can stay longer in the extended range, which really helps with offense. So yeah, like the meta upgrades for the drones are very strong. But right now I am not strong. If I make it to wave 10, I'll be very surprised. I really need to I really need to lock in a build and farm. Okay, I'm gonna get another. I need some damage. I need some DPS. So let's get an attack upgrade. Please be good. Give me drones. These are all tier 1. They're not very good. This accuracy and crit chance is pretty good. Weapon range bonus is good too, because that also applies to drones. I need to update this. Text to say global or all weapons or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna get that because now, yeah, my radio range is out to 355, which is really strong. But that also increased my pulse gun stats as well. So this should give us a little boost, even though it's only a tier 1. It should give me a little boost. Oh yeah, I'm starting to cook. I'm starting to cook a little bit, but I am also like dying very quickly. And there's so many enemies. Yeah. I can hear them dying quicker. It's just they're also spawning a lot quicker too. Let's pick up our money. So you can, if you can't tell, oh my gosh, okay. I almost just died there. So getting the money is kind of one of the harder things. Like positioning is extremely important. I need a shield upgrade. Positioning is extremely important. Choosing when and how to like collect your nanobots. Getting the drone redundancy, yes, let's do that. So now I have a 4th drone, even though it was a tier 1. I'm only seeing tier 1 upgrades. It's terrible. Getting the meta upgrades, the utility upgrades, nanobot pickup range, nanobot count, all those upgrades are very important. So you really do have to like, oh, I already got Reapers. That's not good. I'm trying to save up for another weapon, but I have to get to 7 because the weapon cost goes up linearly. How long does it take me to kill this Reaper? Okay, I actually do pretty decent damage on the Reaper. And that gives me a huge boost to my nanobots. But okay, so I have 5,000 now, but I don't think I'm gonna farm up for a weapon yet. Unless this has a drone bay, I'm not gonna farm up for a weapon yet. It does, 7,500. I can get there pretty quick. Although there is a drone redundancy matrix upgrade. Two more drones plus charge capacity is really good. But for another 2,000, I get another 4 drones. So let's save up for that. I need 2,000 before I die. Let's see if I can I hear them dying. They're dying. Like my output is good. It's just I'm weak. And I'll die quickly. If I fly through the swarm to collect my nanobots, I'm just gonna collect these right here. If I fly through the swarm to collect my nanobots, I will die for sure. So what I'll do is I'll pick this up and then I'll loop around and get all those nanobots that I just dropped. And then I should have enough for, 6,000. What are we looking at here? Let's kill this guy since he spawned out of position. We're looking at 7,300. All right, let's fly through here and grab this last. I think this will put us, yeah, okay, so let's see if we can find that other drone bay again. Was it this one or was it one of those? No, it wasn't this one, but maybe this will have, nope. We gotta go find that. I need to put indicators on the POIs that I visited so I can remember which ones. No, it wasn't this one either. Maybe this has a drone though. Oh, those Reapers are so fast. Nope, don't want that. I could easily get surrounded at an upgrade POI. And also all of this time spent, I think this was it. Yeah, it was. Yes, okay, so now I have a bunch of drones. 8 drones now. So they will, and drones are a little bit different than the projectiles. The projectiles by default will attack the closest enemy. The drones will always attack the weakest. So they sort of swarm. They're sort of like the cleanup. But what that means is if you're trying to farm, like, if you're trying to farm asteroids or wreckage, it's going to take longer to kill because it has such high HP. And so it gives the enemies time to like surround you and start to chunk you down. And then your drones have a charge rate. So unless you have a lot of recharge upgrades, it's easy to get overwhelmed because the drones aren't as effective on like single target. They're better like flying through the swarm, letting them attack the weakest, and then when you fly through the second time, they'll focus fire that same one. Yeah, I need upgrades badly. Oh God, I just died so fast. Oh, I made it to wave 10, nice. Okay. So I unlocked Heavy Bruiser, and because I unlocked Ace, that means I also unlocked the Heavy Bruiser. But I still haven't unlocked laser or drone. So you got to see the drone, and I'm not gonna spoil how to unlock these. I think I actually did mention it, but basically, yeah, did I cover everything? Let me see. Added pilot ship and weapon pickers, saw that. Unlock framework, you know about that. Unlocked the drone upgrades, reworked the drone range calculations and attack behavior, improved HUD weapon chips and drone charge readouts, so that looks a lot better. Added the repair visuals. Instead of just a big red circle, it's like an actual icon. Let's see, some back-end stuff, debug errors, shield color issues. Yeah, before, so I changed all the POIs. Their like shields were all just blue, and so I changed them so that they're more easily identifiable, because eventually I'm going to take the text away and just make it to where, yeah, or at least I'm going to change it, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so, oh, and maybe you haven't seen the Heavy Bruiser yet, but the Heavy Bruiser starts with 2 guns. So it starts with 2 of whatever you choose here. And it has higher hull and lower shields, and it's a little bit slower. So it starts out with a little bit more DPS output. Let's see. Yeah, max hull is 140 instead of 100. Max shield is 70. The shield regen is not quite as high. The evasion isn't quite as high. Max speed isn't quite as high, but it starts with 2 guns. So that's kind of like the trade-off, and that will change. A lot of this balance stuff is going to change, probably. I should probably give it something more like bigger pickup range or something. And in case you saw this and you were curious, I've added pilot stats. They don't do anything yet, but like perception, charisma, ingenuity, it'll kind of affect like different pilots will have, and they'll be named, so it won't be like rookie, ace. The next one I'm going to do is like technician, but once the game comes out, they'll have names and they'll have like innate stats. G tolerance is from like, okay, so if I'm flying full speed, you can see down at the bottom, 320 velocity. If I make a hard turn, that because of my pilot's G-force tolerance, you can't just maintain 320. This was part of the last update that I didn't make a video about, but I posted it on itch.io. But so like your pilot has G-force tolerance. So this pilot, the G-force tolerance, the pilot can like tolerate up to 6 Gs, but the hard limit is 10. So once if you're turning going 320 meters per second, if you turn so hard that you hit 10 Gs, that's why the speed starts slowing down. But if you're turning and the G force doesn't hit 6, you're going to maintain the top speed, and every like G in between 6 and 10, it will gradually slow down the ship faster and faster until it hits 10. Then it will really add a lot of drag, and that all kind of is calculated through these stats, the angular rate, angular acceleration, and the smoothing. The smoothing is just how often it updates, or how often it like recalculates the the speed that you are allowed to be going in the vector that you are traveling in. I know there's going to be some physics guys who are going to completely and probably embarrass me with my terminology and how this works, but this is kind of as close as I felt like I could get with my very limited knowledge of any of this stuff. And then like perception would be like, maybe you'll get a boost to like accuracy or crit chance, things like that. Charisma could affect like, eventually whenever you dock, I want to have each docking, each POI has sort of like a character that's sort of like the station, like master or owner or whatever. And so you're buying the upgrades from the station. So charisma would be like, you can buy upgrades for cheaper. Maybe there's something else that I was just trying to think of, like, I didn't want to have a bunch of stats for the pilot because I don't think that's where I want the focus, but having one more surface to kind of play with your builds. Ingenuity is like, eventually there'll be more than just drones. There'll be like other weapon types like bombs, missiles, things like that. Mines, EMP, that kind of thing. So ingenuity would be like ability cost, drone, proficiency increases, things like that. So right now, because they're all 5, everything's baseline, but eventually each pilot will have a different sort of configuration of these, and that'll affect different parts of the game as well. So as you're like choosing which, for this run, what pilot am I going to use, and then what ship. At first, each pilot will have one ship by default unlocked, and then as you sort of play the game, you'll be able to unlock different ships, unlock different starting weapons. That way you can really kind of like lock in a build that you want to try to go for early on, and then each of these things will sort of play into that. There's also going to be like story mode and endless mode. Story mode will have like all of the like characters that I have in mind for the pilots and how they interact, and sort of the starting lore that I'm going to make. It's not going to be a Tolkien level story, but at least adds some emotional impact to kind of what you're doing. Give you some motivation for why do I need, this run isn't just about like me surviving. It's going to be about, there's going to be more emotional weight that is sort of compelling you to survive and progress in the story and all that. So I'm not going to give away too many spoilers, because I think I'm maybe I'm only a couple of months from kind of being to the point where I can start implementing some of that. You probably can't hear me because I still need to fix the the alarm tone. I think it's obnoxious, but I mean, it's, you know, it is what it is. I'm not a sound engineer. I think it conveys the message that I'm trying to convey. But what else was I gonna? I mean, you've kind of seen everything. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Yeah. Anyway, well, so yeah, I'm gonna cut the video here, and if you have questions, leave a comment. If you are interested in trying the game out, there's a fully downloadable version on itch.io. It's p4ndepravity.itch.io /FluxBreak. Let's see if I can I? This is gonna be scary. Full screen? No? Left monitor. Yeah, there we go. So this is like the game. Yeah. Oh, actually, this is just a devlog that I just did for this update, but this is the URL for the game if you want to try it out. I update. So my first push to itch was like 17 days ago, 13 days, 9 days, 5 days, and then today. So I try to do 1 or 2 updates a week with kind of relatively big changes. But you know, it is what it is. I have a lot of other things going on, but this is sort of my passion right now. And yeah, I hope at least someone enjoys the game as it is, and also the progression and yeah, the concept or whatever. So anyway, I will leave you with that, and I will see you in the next video. See you then. Bye.